Tonight, from State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals taking on Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Thank you, Coach. We are about 15 miles west of downtown Phoenix at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. It's certainly hot outside here in the desert, but somehow this Cardinal crowd turned up the heat a moment ago. They were in a frenzy as their team emerged from the tunnel, and the Cardinals, they're set to do battle with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Fielded just outside the goal line. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. But able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Cardinals making their way out, and it's the #1 overall pick in 2019, Kyler Murray at the helm.
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section. What did the columnists write? Possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Here's Murray from midfield. His throw incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And now it's second down. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw again, Murray. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there the moment the ball gets to the receiver, and he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already in the field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
Yeah, just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. James Conner, 30 yards. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead. So they start this game just like they want. Opening drive touchdown, a nice run there to finish it off.
Yeah, that's what we call an explosive run because of the distance. And being able to do that, that puts a little uncertainty in the minds of your opponent.
Now Matt Prater for the point after. And the Cardinals will go up 7. To nothing.
Makes the score Cardinals 7, Steelers nothing.
the touchdown out is Prater to kick. And this carries into the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Here are the Steelers making their way out, and with their longtime starter, Ben Roethlisberger, leading the way.
We talk so often about his physical attributes. Of course, the Big Ben nickname, his ability to take hits in the pocket, his ability to extend plays and get outside of the pocket. But how about this for efficiency? Top 10 in career NFL passer rating. He's one of the top 5 winningest quarterbacks in NFL history. That's pretty darn good.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Ebron caught left side. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go.
On the play. And it's third down.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And that's going to be... incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On fourth down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. Deep for the Cardinals, Christian Kirk. No return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. Out of the gun, here's Murray. And that's complete. It's the tight end Daniels. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
They'll run on first down, Edmonds. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Tackle made there by Chris Wormley.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Murray throwing complete there to Hopkins. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 34-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
Murray now on first down. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. And he He's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Shotgun now from Murray. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. From 10 yards out. And the Cardinals push further out in front.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8-ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
And it's good, and they have jumped. Down here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the Cardinals cap it with a touchdown. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Now this throw caught left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Steelers, nothing.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 46. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give.
The ball
just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately... He was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They go play action now. Roethlisberger to the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Now, they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger setting up the screen. This is Samuels. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still ended up with a solid game.
Makes the score Cardinals 14, Steelers 3.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, a give to Connor. He's got the 1st down and more past midfield. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Once he broke through that first wave of defenders, there was a pretty big gap there for him to run.
And it helps that they were in a dime defense. That's 6 defensive backs. So this is why a lot of teams now are searching for those linebacker safety combo type guys who can add a little bit more size on the defensive side of the ball, but can still run as well, because when you run against 6 DBs with some bigger offensive linemen, you often get this result.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. And caught, right side, Green. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
That certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find the answers, and they've got to find them quick.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. From the gun, Murray. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A.J. Green there to make the grab. And the Cardinals will extend their lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Now Prater to add the PAT. And it's 21-3. Summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it winds up at a touchdown for Arizona. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Now here's Johnson. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Now a pass that's taken in by Smith-Schuster. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Now Roethlisberger getting this one into the hands of Smith-Schuster. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
3rd and 2. Now Roethlisberger. This is Johnson. He's got it. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Deontay Johnson, 42 yards. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. It's up and good, and the lead is down now at 11. It's 21-10. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own.
There's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. And it may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. Murray now on 1st down. Caught left side, Williams. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
8 yards on the pickup.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, Stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Green's got it over the middle. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Murray. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
1st and 10 at the 12.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Murray to air it out again. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Not much there, only a yard. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And the 13... Your man puts it through, and the lead grows to 14 at 24-10. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. It was James Conner who led the way in that first half. He's thrown for close to 200 yards already, and that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Matt Prater.
The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone, and no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? We'll see what they decide to do.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He's back to throw here to start the drive. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard
Well, I think after that run, the defense get back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Roethlisberger going to get that to Ebron. 20! And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
First down.
Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 9-yard line.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. The quick slant caught. And the Steelers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set them up 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Steelers have now made this a one-score game. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard and you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
He's got it, and it's 20. 4-17. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Called it the 26.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10.
The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the 2nd half. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. He'll start things out by handing to Edmonds. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
But from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
And shutting him off, now open field. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained run. Taking their time and making it work.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Murray now. On the screen, this is Edmonds. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, He's got second and third down to fall back on.
On second down, Connor looking for space. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
Ball carrier.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on third down. Operating from the gun, Murray. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down.
Matt Prater on for the field goal. A 32-yard attempt.
And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And that will finish off this third quarter of play. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. Here comes Johnson on the return. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Steelers take over first and 10 at their own.
And the Steelers set to take the field. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a two-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Big Ben and the Steelers with a first and 10, just shy of the 30. And from the shotgun, he'll throw. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And he's got this down to the 35. 16 more on that one and another first down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to... Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Open man, completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's first and 10. And a give this time to the tailback. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up second and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a first and goal. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Steelers are able to make this a close game again.
Well, 2 touchdowns scored. I know his team's happy. His coaches are happy. How about the fantasy owners of this game?
Always happy with 2, but they'd like 3 or 4. Extra point now by Boswell. And the lead is down to a field goal now. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Another carry now for Edmonds. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Steelers' 32-yard line. It's a gain of 35. What did you see there on the defensive side? What allowed that good-sized run?
Well, they were in a cover 2 alignment, which means your 2 safeties are back away from the line of scrimmage. So if you can match up your blocking at the line, at the point of attack, there's usually some room, a big gap between that 2nd level and 3rd, and that's what they were able to exploit.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Out of the gun, here's Murray. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. 3 points separating these 2 sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th.
The 18-yard line.
So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. On 1st down, Edmonds. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. They'll run with Edmonds again. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
To throw is Murray. That's complete right around the 8. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They'll run here with Connor, and he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Edmonds running out of the shotgun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Oh, Brandon, I'm going to tell you, this is football time to me. They're inside the 10-yard line. That's like drawing the line in the sand. Who's going to make the stand here? Defensive guys, they know if he gets in the end zone, this ball game is over. And the guys with the football right now, they're thinking, let's just pound it in there.
Gotta hold him to 3 to keep this a one-score game. This will be caught at about the 6. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Prater's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3.
The score, Cardinals 30, Steelers 24.
So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. So Big Ben and the Steelers now down by 6, 1:08 to go. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, second down. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Huge first down, gotta hurry.
Yeah, now they have to get up there, get set, and then spike it.
They go play action with Roethlisberger. He's gonna let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to get this deep onto Arizona's side of the field. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. And even 40 yards. Charles, just a gigantic play right there.
Absolute breakdown defensively, but take no credit away. A huge gain, and that turns things around.
From the red zone now, here's Roethlisberger on first down. And this is caught. Touchdown! And now they're an extra point away from winning this thing in the final seconds.
Well, that's the one they had to have. Put them in a position where they're tied up, but I got to get out of the way. We still got an extra point that's pretty crucial.
That's right, just one more element to complete the victory. Boswell for the extra point. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Extra point now by Boswell. And it's no good. He missed it. And the game remains tied. Oh, boy. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. And this carries into the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They, of course, tie game, would like to avoid overtime if they could.
And a lot of people would go ahead and play it safe here and get to overtime and try and win it there. But, you know, sitting up here in the booth.
Take some gambles.
Let's go for this thing, try and push it, and maybe catch the defense back on their heels a bit.
See if they do that. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Jay Johnson on the return. The Steelers take over 1st and 10.
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. Now he dumps this off over the middle. All that for a 2-yard gain, 2nd down. Overtime here out west, and you got a team from the Eastern time zone. Maybe their body clock's a little thrown off, or is that overhyped?
I don't think it's overhyped, and I think that for most teams, you're hoping that your mind overrules your body because your body's looking for slippers and bedtime clothes, right? They're looking for the pajamas. But in this case, you've got to stay with it mentally. And what a lot of teams do, they never change their watches. They always say on East Coast time and just go ahead that way to try and defeat any of the effects of moving to the West.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down.
2nd down and 10.
2nd and 10. It's Roethlisberger once more. Ebron caught left side. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
And they need 5 yards on 3rd down here to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Now Roethlisberger. Oh, so close but incomplete. Could have been a big turnover in overtime if he'd held on. Instead, though, it's 4th down. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, 4th down this distance. You got to punt it right.
That's definitely the first instinct because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a 1st down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
8 yards.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Defense able to get there, swarm to the football. Zilch, 0 nada there for the offense, Charles.
Yeah, it really was an example of good team defense, wasn't it? Everyone handled their responsibilities, and they held them to no gain.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Now it's Roethlisberger. That went into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Decision time now on 4th and about a yard and a half.
I can still hear my high school coach, John Ford, right now. I want my #1 play with my #1 runner over my #1 blocker. Get me the 1st down. But some may very well say, punt this thing away, pin them down deep in play field position.
And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up, because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10.
The football going back over to Arizona now. The field goal would push it to sudden death. We just saw the field goal on the other end, but I don't think they are thinking field goal. At least not to start this drive. They're not thinking field goal.
Not at all, because your point is well taken. Yeah, kick the field goal, you push it to sudden death, but you're also kicking off and giving the other team the ball with a chance to kick a field goal and beat you. Get the touchdown, finish the game off. That has to be the mindset.
First throw of overtime for Murray. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The end result, 21 yards.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver, and almost on a direct shot, able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
First down, Murray. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Shotgun now for Murray. Man open left side, it's Williams. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
My goodness, they've come out locked in on this drive. Play calling, execution, they're fully in sync. 3 straight passes, 3 first downs. They're moving the ball downfield almost at will. This defense really struggling to find answers.
Murray throwing complete there to Hopkins. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
And the Cardinals are going to have a 1st and goal forthcoming as he takes this down to about the 5-yard line. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. And the Cardinals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal. So a little chunk there on first as they try to chip away down 3 in overtime.
I like your description. chip away, down 3. You don't have to get it all in one big play, although obviously that would be nice. But there's no need to have that type of risk associated with it. Run your offense, get first downs, get yourself in a position where you know you're going to at least get 3 and keep this game going. If you get 6, so much the better.
That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked them back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stuffed the play right there in the middle of the field.
He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here in OT. So here comes the veteran Matt Prater in a big spot in this ballgame. This to keep the game alive. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And we are tied once again here in the overtime session. Teams swapping field goals on their respective first drives of overtime. So now, you know the drill. It's on to old school sudden death.
Yeah, it sounds exciting, doesn't it? Can I be a little bit of Dennis Downer here, though? That drive, able to go that far, yet they had to kick the field goal to keep playing. You would have thought maybe, could they punch it in and go ahead and end it?
We get more free football.
Oh, yeah, good point. I'm back up beat again. Forget the Downer stuff.
The Steelers ready to take over on offense. The situation is simple. It is sudden death from here on out. We had 2 stops defensively. The next score, whatever it is, wins this game.
I can't wait to see how the defense decides to play this, because knowing that the next point you give up, lose the game for you, I expect them to be more aggressive. Not just play a normal situational defense, but go after them, attack them a little bit, because otherwise the offense is trying to find their way to get downfield and kick a field goal. Don't sit back and wait for them to make their plays. I think the defense needs to go after them.
Charles Davis says maybe they go aggressive. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least 1 more OT to decide it after this. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And they give this time to the tailback. And he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
On the pickup brings up 2nd and 2.
Shotgun handoff to Samuels. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's a loss of 8 yards there to bring up 3rd. Well, there they went blitz defensively, Charles, and things were paved well coming from the linebacker position.
I love the way that you described it, paved well. Oftentimes, the guy who gets home on the blitz, he's going to get all the credit, but his teammates did all the dirty work, right? They ran into people on purpose. They sometimes tugged on jerseys to hold linemen to create space and gaps. And that play finished off really, really well. Well conceived, well designed, and even better executed.
The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short. Of a first down. You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. The lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. 2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical. Throwing on first down is Murray. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Fitzgerald. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Brings up that last catch short of the marker by just a yard. Leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. From the gun, Murray. Murray has it knocked loose. Fumble. It looks like Steeler football. It is. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Fumble on the play. Recovered.
And a costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder, maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, it almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here, field goal or a touchdown now. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Overtime with 2 minutes to play. We are in sudden death, but still all tied up.
3-yard line.
2nd and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And this play a lot like the previous one, thanks to that stout Cardinal defense. Back-to-back, they've been tackled behind the line.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now.
4 yards.
So on now for the field goal try, Chris Boswell. This to win it in overtime. And now the Cardinals are going to use another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So on now for the field goal try, Chris Boswell. This to win it in overtime. And this one is... no good. He missed it. And we will play on here in overtime.
The score remains tied.
So So possible disaster there. It's an empty possession, and there's no worse time to have an empty possession than the first drive of overtime.
Yeah, and remember the situation now, Brandon. It's sudden death from here on out. You can bet he's begging for a chance to redeem himself. But the question now is, will that chance ever come?
Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
It's a gain of
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Steelers 40-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll run here with Conner. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. So here's the veteran kicker, Matt Prater. This to win it in overtime. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. So here's the veteran kicker, Matt Prater. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0. 33. Treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about, a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post. Ice water was in his veins. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Cardinals as we say so long from Glendale.